saw
Incredible.
The Incredibles. We watched the first one right before, too.
Commentary up soon.
Oh, yeah. In short, Incredibles 1 is my favorite Pixar movie. It is also a pretty flawless fucking movie. Exceptionally directed. One of the best superhero movies ever made, and I will fight anyone who says otherwise. And The Incredibles 2 is pretty fucking good. Like, I was sort of like, I mean, I'll just be kind of straight up. I don't think, I think the directing in the original is a 10. I think the directing here is like a 9, and the plot was predictable, and that's literally all I have wrong with the film.
I think the directing was better here.
I think, first of all, the animation was fucking amazing. I haven't been that impressed with 3D animation in such a long time. It looked so good!
I haven't ever been that impressed with 3D.
And, it was still so, I loved how, the lightning guy, his lightning bolts still looked, weird and jagged in 2D. It looked like Wind Waker in some parts. Yeah. And, the hair is so well animated, and just the style of the movie is unfucking believable. The original holds up, but, just the amount of fidelity and time that took, I am astounded.
Yeah.
I liked everything they did with the characters in this movie, just because,
I think the dynamic does what a good character dynamic should do for a sequel, is just improve upon what was good in the first one.
Without forgetting about it.
Yeah. Just add more.
It reminded me, it kind of felt like this isn't a knock against it or anything, but it felt like an episode in a TV series about The Incredibles.
Yeah.
The season finale. And it was just
it was
really...
definitely like a TV episode level one.
The structure of, the story is not as, weird as the original. However, this does not change the fact that, this screenplay is great.
Oh, yeah.
And this movie is not for kids. I guess that's kind of a knock against it in a way, because it's just, I don't see kids really, engaging with this just because of how, I even talked about how, the diction was just, really elevated. They talk they're not in a kid's movie. They just talk like people.
I don't know. I definitely would have been into that.
Well, I mean, we would have. I mean, normal kids who just want to go see a film.
No, I think every kid in there had a fantastic time.
The ones that weren't, leaving every second.
Well, kids have to pee, Jake.
I know, but it was just kind of man, really...
Appreciate cinema, 2-year-old!
No, it wasn't appreciate cinema. It was more I don't really like sitting here because they keep walking in front of the screen every 4 minutes. I want to look at the animation. But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much the unanimous complaint, is that the villain is weak. I don't even necessarily think the villain is weak.
The villain's not weak, it's just
the reveal and predictability of the villain. I'm not kidding or saying this is a hyperbole or anything. I said this exact same thing when it happened with Coco, because the same shit happened. But the literal fucking second the main villain showed up onto the the person who revealed, I was just they're the bad guy. It's them.
Yeah.
They didn't say a line when we were just yeah, it's them.
Oh, yes. The villain had... Because literally, who else could it be?
No, yeah, exactly. And I mean, it does it early enough to not feel like you're being jerked around too much, but it didn't do it I feel like the first one, it didn't make the identity of the bad guy a super big mystery anyway.
Yeah.
And even when it was revealed that it was him, it was just oh. And he's just Syndrome's just a pretty good villain, whereas Screenslaver is a motivation with a sort of bland character. It's not nearly as memorable. Although, damn, fucking seizure warning. Damn. Yeah. That fucking fight scene, I was
Oh yeah, this has the best action scenes in any movie all year.
Oh my god, it was the action, we were talking about how good the action set pieces in the first one were, and these are just as good, if not better, mainly due to the introduction of other people with superpowers. Because they keep using the superpowers in really interesting and unique and fun and cool ways, and that is continued here in spades. Every little action beat, you're just oh wow, cool, and it's fun, and Jack. Jack Jack wins.
Jack Jack attack.
I think one of my favorite action scenes this year is between Jack Jack and a raccoon.
Yeah, that was...
The look on that fucking raccoon's face when he got on fire was just like, this is how I die.
Oh, this is the way the world is.
Oh man, and like the cast is just as good as they were again. It's the only obvious like difference is the fact that Craig T. Nelson sounds 14 years older than Craig T. Nelson was when the first one, but can you fucking blame him? He's like what, 70?
Yeah, I noticed that Edna sounded a bit more like a man than the first one.
And it's probably just because also Brad Bird has gotten over. But
he's gotten
older.
Words,
but yeah,
speak them.
Yeah. The climax is like fantastic. Like so much fun. Like as much fun as the first one was. And it's so like, it kind of reminded me of a James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Like I don't really even
Mission
know why.
Impossible.
Yeah, like I kind of like, there's a part of me that wants more of these, because if they keep doing them that well, I will wait a decade and a half for them.
I had a thought that was about, I don't know, at some point in it, that was like, you know, this is great and not disappointing at all or anything, but I do feel like we should have gotten this 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm. But like, if you waited like 5 years from now, for Incredibles 3, and like you waited, and Brad Bird wants to make it, and like, yes, please, I want to see more of this stuff because it's great.
If there is an Incredibles 3 without Brad Bird, I will probably not see it.
I will at least wait for it to come out like on DVD.
On the internet.
The internet.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love that idea, but like these two movies are both better than like most, if not every, Marvel Cinematic Universe film.
Yeah,
and like it does some of the things those movies do, but only by the fact that we've been oversaturated with them. But this movie does it better, so you don't care. Like even the most benign action scene in this movie is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was awesome. This is the first Pixar movie I feel like I've truly like loved since like fucking Up.
Yep.
It's been a long time, and it's again like I'm not like ecstatic for the future of Pixar because I know it wasn't them. It was Brad Bird. That's why. That movie had Brad Bird written all fucking over it. And yeah, it was just really good. It was really fun. It was really enjoyable. Maybe not the first one, but I'm so deeply tied into the first one that nothing can be, but that was as good as I could have expected any kind of sequel to be.
It was markedly and factually better than Infinity War.
Yes.
I will not even have the argument of like, well, you know,